Hi, I'm Campbell, and I'm going to be talking on Isaiah 6:8 and Isaiah 58, 6 through 12. Isaiah 6:8 says, "Then I heard the voice of the Lord saying, 'Whom shall I send, and who will go for us?' And I said, 'Here am I, send me.'" Isaiah 58, 10 through 11 says, "And if you spend yourselves in behalf of the hungry and satisfy the needs of the oppressed, then your light will rise in the darkness, and your night will become like the noonday. The Lord will guide your ways. He will satisfy your needs in a sun-scorched land and will strengthen your frame, and you will be like a well-watered garden, like a spring whose waters never fail." So the theological principle that I pulled away from this was that true worship is expressed through active compassion. This means meeting the needs of the vulnerable and becoming an agent of healing, hope, and restoration in the world. The book of Isaiah in general speaks to the Israelites and how they will be judged for their sinful choices, but also that there's hope in the coming Redeemer. Isaiah 6:8 holds a call for God's people, while Isaiah 58, 6 through 12 shows what kind of mission fulfills that call. Okay, so the main themes shown in Isaiah 6:8 are availability, willingness, and mission. It's a call. Come, who's gonna be my people, who's gonna spread my word. And Isaiah 58 shows themes of healing and restoration in community, so they kind of go together. This speaks directly to what I want to do in the future, which is so exciting. My passion is to help heal people, both physically and spiritually. I'm interested in missions and ministry, but also in nursing and healthcare. And Isaiah 58 shows me that these things aren't separate callings, but they actually belong together. So in the mission field, medical care often becomes a way to show God's love in a practical sense, which I think is really cool, and it's also life-giving, both spiritually and physically, so that's awesome. In nursing, you step into people's most vulnerable moments, and you just get to embody compassion, advocacy, and healing, which is the very things that God calls his people to do in Isaiah 58. One part of the passage that really stood out to me was, "Your light will rise in the darkness," and I believe that's in verse 10. And this is exactly what I hope to be, someone who brings light into difficult places, whether that's a hospital room or a hard family situation or a community that needs help. And when God says that his people will be rebuilders of broken walls, I just love that. I think about being someone who helps restore what's broken, again, in bodies, communities, or in people's hope. Now I want to connect it to Isaiah 6:8, which says, "Then I heard the voice of the Lord saying, 'Whom shall I send, and who will go for us?' And I said, 'Here am I, send me.'" So I'm actually standing at the airport right now because this is a perfect visual for this verse. Airports are places of sending, of visiting, of traveling, places of moment, change, and stepping into the unknown. And Isaiah 6:8 captures the heart of the response that I want to have to Isaiah 58, and just, "Here I am, Lord, send me wherever you want me to go," whether that be like within my own family or out in Africa or in the United States, wherever it might be. All right, so together Isaiah 6:8 and Isaiah 58 both give me a picture of God's heart and what my response should be. God calls me to active compassion and healing in Isaiah 58, and I want to respond by being willing to go wherever he leads, which is shown in Isaiah 6:8. So as I look forward to a future in missions, ministry, and nursing, these passages shape my calling. Isaiah 58 shows me the kind of work that God cares about, which is caring for the vulnerable and bringing healing. And Isaiah 6:8 shows me the posture I want to have, which is a willingness to be sent. My prayer is that my life becomes a reflection of both passages, a life that brings compassion, healing, and light into dark places, and a heart that says, "Here am I, send me."